which I think is also very important because we have come to the almost the mid of August, and then next month immediately September is actually the starting of the new fiscal year for Amway. Okay, so for those who are still new to the business or those who invited by friend, okay, I just want to do a brief explanation for the new fiscal year. That means actually new performance years for Amway. Okay, so normally in the before September itself, there's a lot of planning and also goal setting need to be done. But tonight, I want to emphasize on the importance of formula to success in this business, which is if there's one song that you should sing along the way to achieving your success in Amway business, then I will say 3S plus 1M is one of the very important songs that you have to remember. Okay, so don't worry if you still don't know what is 3S1M, if you are still new to the business. But those who already know about 3S1M, I just want to do an important recap, especially during this month of planning and also goal setting month. And then before we welcome the new fiscal year, it's very important to recap and also improve on things that we feel that we are doing lack in this 3S1M. Okay, knowing and whether we are really practicing it or doing it well is a two different thing. Okay, so today, if we just keep learning about it but never put it into action or try to practice it and then learn from mistake and then from the real practical experience, then we are always on the theory on it. So I would just want to share my perspective on this first part, which is the 3S. So 3S actually comprised of the three very important components in this business. Is actually the sales, sponsoring, and also service. So when we talk about sales, I think it's pretty straightforward. It's a direct selling companies, right? So we know that sales is definitely part of it, and sales is not exclusive to direct selling company, but it's actually the important component for any company in this world. Okay, so if there's no sales, that means there's no revenue being generated, and then it's very hard for the company to actually grow, right? So second part, which is more special for this Amway business, is the sponsoring. So we all know that we all sign up either as an Amway business owner or as an Amway privileged customer. So if today you sign up as an Amway business owner, how do you want to expand the business on top of sales is actually through sponsoring, because sponsoring is one of the way actually implies you are doing the franchising. So if you are not doing any sponsoring at all in Amway business, you are basically just sign up as a sales agent, okay? So you didn't really actually reap the full benefit of Amway business value, because Amway business is so valuable is because of this sponsoring part. If you can today get a franchise out there, for example, you get Old Town, you start up Old Town business, very good. And then you have friends that want to start the business also. Can you just let them join the business? Cannot, right? You can only ask your friend to go back to the main franchisor, get the franchising right from Old Town HQ. Okay, but today in Amway business, the special part about this business is actually you can do sponsoring. So when we talk about sponsoring, you yourself have managed to do very good sales, have managed to build the business very well. And today, one of the friends also asked the same question, can I join this business? You can straight away give the right to join the business to that particular person. So that is the start of franchising. And then we, of course, as the one who sponsor, we have the obligation and also responsibility to help that person to achieve the same in that business. So that is why this business is called helping people business. Okay, so and then the third S is actually service. So when we talk about servicing, we always think of like you go to service your car, all that. Okay, but this service actually comprise of even more things in Amway business, not only to provide services, because services of products that we sell, majority has been covered by Amway. Like for example, if I say you sell certain product, then got some minor issue, they can just bring to Amway and Amway can solve it for them. So actually the level of service that we want to give to our friends and also prospect or even our network is actually a higher level, which is in terms of expertise, in terms of knowledge, in terms of awareness, rather than the the technical thing, like how to repair the thing. Okay, we don't have to hassle on that part because that part has been covered by Amway. So our part in terms of servicing is learning how to deal and also how to build relationship with our existing APO and also customer. So when we go back again to the sales and sponsoring, a lot of people refrain themselves, or they start at this step, which is, oh, I joined Amway already, but I don't know how to do sales. I don't know how to do sponsoring. Okay, actually, you are just making the things complex, because to me, sales and sponsoring is actually pretty straightforward. But I have the same dilemma and also the same problem when I first joined back then, which is I also tell myself I don't know how to do sales because I'm an accountant. I just sit in the office. Today, you ask me to go sell something. Even if you ask me to sell accounting software, which is related to my profession, I also don't know how to sell. What if you ask me to sell home product, okay, skincare product or nutrition product? So, but then through learning and also experience and also getting a lot of advice from our mentor, from our diamond, okay, I get to know actually sales and sponsoring is as simple as start. You don't have to give yourself too much stress. Start with self-use first, okay? Because trust me, once you start with self-use, you get the confidence immediately how to do sales and sponsoring, but not through selling or through sponsoring, but through sharing. This is a bit tricky, okay? How to do sales and sponsoring without doing selling or sponsoring, but through sharing. Because it's really true. When you start to self-use product, you actually, if you really learn how to use properly and then you get satisfaction yourself, have to be genuine. You have to really satisfy your product. You like the product, you feel the quality is there, the things that you pay for is really worth the value, and then you will start to gain the confidence. So the moment you have the confidence, right, you will be very automatic, and also you will be very, even if it's not automatic, but I'm sure when someone asks you about that particular product or that particular issue, you will have the confidence to share. Okay, so that is the action. When we start sharing, you will have the sales and sponsoring happening. Okay, so this is just the early stage. Okay, so when early stage, the more that you share, then the more you know how to actually do indirect sales, indirect sponsor. I mean, indirectly achieve your sales and indirectly achieve your sponsoring. Okay, so don't have to think about the strategy and skills to sell or to sponsor, but just trust me, start with self-use. And then when you start to self-use and then you understand the company's background, you understand the product, you will definitely know how to share. So the moment you share, we are not emphasizing on selling anything. Just like every time when I share with my friends or my prospect, I will not straight away say, okay, are you interested in using double X? Are you interested in using mask? No. Okay, you share the concept, or if let's say they are particularly straight away asked about that particular issue, then we share about the issue. Okay, for example, they ask, hey, I heard Amway got the air treatment system. So you can actually share your own experience of using the product, right? So like I said, go back to this point one, self-use. If today you didn't self-use, you will feel like you are really doing selling, okay? Because you never use, but you have the knowledge of the product. You attend classes like this, and then you will just tell very theory thing, and then you will tell the function specification, all that, okay? And then there's the lack of one thing, which is your own experiencing. So that is actually distinguish between sharing and also selling. Okay, just like another last example is if you go to the supermarket nowadays, the most straightforward one, for example, they're selling like credit card or whatsoever. I can tell you, sometimes even the credit card agent themselves, they are probably using other credit card companies, but haven't even signed up their own credit card, right? So how do you want to actually convince people this product is good? Okay, so next is, just now we talk about the third S, which is service. So I have mentioned we no need to be the one who repair, but of course, if you know how to repair those minor one, for example, our e-spring, our air treatment system, you know how to troubleshoot some small minor issue, definitely that's an adding point. But what I'm trying to say here is you need to know the technical parts of it. So when we talk about technical parts of service is that, for example, it's not the thing broken. For example, eSpring, your customer or your prospect asks you about this product. Hey, when I want to change the cartridge, this part how to do. So do you have the technical knowledge in doing, in guiding him or her, or teaching him or her how to do that or not? So this is the technical knowledge that I mentioned. So not only on the home tech, same goes to our other products. You need to have the technical knowledge on those products. And then second part is actually learn how to get feedbacks and learn how to actually welcome feedbacks. Get feedbacks is actually we proactively asking for feedbacks, and then welcoming feedback is actually when they are providing you feedbacks, you know how to respond. Okay, when we say know how to respond, it's not actually protect ourselves, but to actually understand their feedbacks in a very sincere manner, and then at the same time put ourselves in their shoe. Okay, so when I say put ourselves in their shoe, that actually comes the terms empathy. So empathy means, empathy and sympathy is totally different thing. So if you think of sympathy, you might feel that I'm trying to say that, oh, if they encounter problem with the product, how to actually comfort them or not. No, empathy can be applied for good feedback and also bad feedback. So when good feedback, right, we need to learn how to. Empathy means that we put ourselves into their position, we understand their feeling, and at the same time, we celebrate the joy together with them. For example, they say, hey, after I consume the double X, I really feel more energetic. If your response is just, oh, that's good, okay, just like that. Okay, but if you can do more, right, this is the empathy part. When we do more, you can actually share more. You can say, hey, last time when I just started using, I also have the same feeling like you. I'm glad that you have this feeling too. Okay, so this is some adding points that we can actually do this third S service better. And then if let's say, for example, if they have some feedback which is not so positive. So for example, if they say, oh, I consume this, but probably I feel it's still a bit tedious, or something like that, then we can actually also give the empathy, whereby we put ourselves in that shoe. We try to understand, oh, this could be tedious for a mother or what, and then we can understand that situation, and then we can suggest solution or recommend how our other customer who is also mother group, how they normally cope with this, and then share with her also. So this is one of the way we can do empathy to improve our quality of our service. So trust me, in these 3S, if we can master service, right, and then there will be a lot of repeat sales in your network and in your business. Okay, so of course, the first 2S is also not to neglect, which is also very important, sales and also sponsoring. So last one is actually 1M. After 3S, 1M is together have to consistently do one. Okay, so what is this last 1M is actually meeting. Okay, so why meeting is so important? Of course, I think this one no need to ask, but I still have to say it, which is to get the knowledge. Because in every business that we venture into, for example, today, if you are a businessman already doing one business yourself in a conventional business, before you try to refresh back, before you started that business, of course, you do a lot of market research. You try to learn from people who are already doing that business. For example, car wash, you might even go to observe other competitor car wash, how they do the car wash business and so on. So that is the learning process, right, to obtain and also to gather the knowledge. So for Amway business, it's the same, because Amway is new to you, right? You have never run a household product business. So you need to learn a lot of things, especially we have 400 over products in selling in Amway. So you have to learn one by one. How do you want to learn? Through the catalog, of course, one way, but of course, in meeting in a more lively way, a lot of people and a lot of leaders is actually sharing from their using experience, like I mentioned just now, self-use, right? So if you have those self-use experience, they'll give you a lot more of tips and also knowledge on this product that is not written in the product catalog sometimes. So that is actually a very, very important part of attending meeting. So secondly, of course, this has been emphasized by Amway founders himself, which is Rich DeVos and Jay Van. They always mention this 3A, which is attitude, atmosphere. And atmosphere is one of the 3A that they keep emphasizing when they're starting up Amway business. And even up to today, the success of Amway business is because of this atmosphere. So for people who have attended Amway environment and also attended other kind of business environment before, they will definitely feel the energy level and also the aura is different. So by attending meeting, you get to engage yourself in this kind of positive note and also positive energy. At the same time, if today you are already a leader in your group, okay, you can also through meeting inspire others. But if today you are still new or you are just learning the knowledge, you also at the same time get inspired by people who actually share in this business. For example, or you might see your friend who is also engineer, but they share so well on the beauty product, for example, or even kids nutrition, for example. So that actually inspire to step up from your comfort zone to do the same and excel the same, right? So meeting is very important and so powerful in helping us to achieve that. Okay. So next is actually meeting is also one of the place that help us to identify our blind spot. So a lot of things sometimes, if let's say, especially if you didn't do frequent mentoring with your leaders, then you might actually have this issue where you don't know where is your blind spot. You don't know where you have do wrong. You don't know which part you have not done right. So by attending meeting, you listen to people experience, you say you will sometimes you pay enough attention, you might notice, actually this part is do like this. All this why I do like this. So you can check with your upline and then you consult and then you manage to fix one of the blind spot, right? So this is a very, very important part in not only in Amway business, but to me, I think in our life also, we need a lot of check and balance and mirror around us that actually reflect our blind spot. Okay, so if we are a person that actually ignore blind spot, then we are not a person with a growth mindset. Okay, so number 4 is actually be part of the system and actually edify the business. By attending the meeting itself, you are edifying the business and also be part of the system. Because when we share this business with anyone, we are telling them Amway, especially in our group and our team, we are a team with the system, whereby one day if you are retired from the business, your business will still continue to grow. Why? Because there's a lot of involvement of leaders in the system. So today, if you want to play the part in making this system alive and also active, by participating in the meeting itself, you actually promise and also prove to the people that you sponsor in your group and in your network that this business is actually run by a system. Because system is not one individual, it's not a group of people, but it's a combination of individual, a group of people, and also teaching and education system that make this system works. Okay, so everyone actually counts in the system. So this is also important part. So to conclude the 3S and 1M, while we are in the process of planning and also setting our goals for the new fiscal year, I think it's worth reminding ourselves, self-experiencing, okay? Must experience the product, okay? Don't too rush in selling or do the sponsoring. But of course, you have to start doing the sales and sponsoring already, because it's in the new fiscal year. If let's say you have joined the business for a while, but you still lagging in terms of sales and sponsoring, don't rush into sales and sponsoring, but rush to ask yourself whether you have self-use enough, whether you have enough self-experience on the product. If yes, then the second lacking is probably you have not done enough sharing. So sharing can be in a lot of different form nowadays, especially we have social media. Are you doing enough sharing on your self-experiencing in the social media? If you have enough exposure, have you done enough of action in actually proactively setting up appointments, all that with potential prospect and also name list? Okay, and then second part, plus the knowledge. So knowledge can be gained through by doing servicing, because service part let us accumulate few experiences, but attending meeting give us the field experiences and also knowledge from others leaders, and at the same time also from official Amway. Okay, so the combination of this self-experience plus knowledge will actually give us enough confidence and momentum to grow the business very well. Okay, so this is actually a very simple formula. That is also the reason why this 3S1M formula has been used for such a long time, and those successful leader and people that already achieved diamond and above, all that, they also have been using this formula to success in the business. Okay, so by having this combination in place, our network will grow, and then more importantly is the referrals that we get from our networks that will actually come non-stop. That is what we want, right? Then on top of your own name list, you get a lot of referral, and then it's easier. Okay, for us, you will get easier and easier. So the only challenging part is actually the first step: have free self-use, self-experiencing, and then start sharing. So when we get through this, the so-called most challenging part, and then the later part is actually helping the network to grow, and also treasure every referrals, and also still do the same basic work for every referrals that we get. Okay, so basically that's the end of my sharing for the 3S+1M, which I think is pretty